What's up? What's up, y'all? It's Emma. Enjoy the peace signs. I'm here for it all day, every day. You know when you start making a video and you forget to press record on the podcasting equipment, but you press record on the phone? Yeah, I had one of those moments. But I hope y'all are having a great week. A great beginning to your June. Happy Pride Month. Yeah, so I had some inspiration from a video I watched earlier today of another fellow YouTuber who I will link, or I'll put her at below in the comments. Just because she's somebody who I really enjoy watching, whether it's her shorts, her stuff on Instagram, or her YouTube videos. But she said what I needed to hear, even if it was just for herself. It's what I needed to hear, which ties into what I wanted to talk about today, and that was making content for me. And if it resonates with you, inspires you, is what you needed to hear, that is fantastic. But she kind of talked about it as, I'm going to use the definition of a video, like a video journal, video blog. It's stuff that she needs to hear from herself, and then she enjoys posting those things. And if you can relate, great. And if not, she just enjoys it. And I think that's what I needed to hear, because I was talking to my boyfriend and I was like, man, I'm getting a little bit discouraged with this, content creation stuff, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little lazy and I don't really sit down and like brainstorm ideas. But for me, it's like I just want to put stuff out there. And I think one thing he really helped me come to fruition with was, he's like, would you want to be an influencer, or you just want to post to educate and help people learn some things? And I'm like, I really just want to post and help people learn some things from the Instagram side, because that's definitely where I post a lot more workout stuff. I do post my workout stuff here on YouTube, but my main videos, like the videos that I have on here, I will probably talk about workout things because I think it is really important, and I do have some stuff to say with that. But I really like this space for the idea of almost like a video journal, and I like to talk about things. I said it in my intro post, and just how, if it resonates with you, if it inspires you, if you're picking up what I'm putting down and you're here with it and you vibe with it, that's great. That's the community I want to create, because I really just like to talk about things and share ideas and see who resonates and what people have to say about it, and take the inspiration from what someone else said, like I am in this video, and make a video about it, and my perspective, or how it made me feel, or what it inspired me to do, and then like the events that happen in my life, or just things that happen. So because I be thinking, his brain is like always turning, the wheels are nonstop. But yeah, I kind of felt like content creation was turning into me pouring from my cup into something that just didn't feel like it was fulfilling me back. And I've had enough of that in my life. I'll do it with work. I've done it with people who don't deserve to have, me pour into them, but I do it anyway. And I think the biggest thing I had come to realize over the years was the people that, will pour back into you will never ask you to pour from an empty cup or more than what you are capable of. I had an example. I have a friend who I share a phone plan with, and he's been down bad, and he was like, look, can you maybe send some money, do whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Brody, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not in a great position myself. I mean, like, I hadn't been as busy at my last job, and then I've kind of been out of work for the last month, and I just knew I had a lot of big expenses coming out between my move and being in between jobs. And so I was like, look, here's what I can do. We share the phone bill. I got you on the phone bill. Don't worry about the phone bill. I know it's not much. I wish I could help more, but I got you on the phone bill. And like, even that he was grateful for. And he was even, he put in there like, if you can't, I get it. And I'm like, it's not ideal for me by any means, but he's been nothing but a good friend and letting me be on the phone plan in the first place when I was having my own struggles of trying to get off my parents and had a whole situation there. I'll get into that in another video. I would love to talk about a deep dive with the ups and downs of the relationship with my parents and just how happy I am with where it's at now. And I don't think younger me could ever imagine being at that place, but that's for another video. But yeah, for this video, I just felt like I was having like writer's block, creation frustration, if you will. I felt pretty proud about that one. I don't know if someone else ever used that, but I felt pretty proud about it. Yeah, I never really had a plan of how I planned to post before. And for the longest time, it was just building consistency because I was so good at like a week of being consistent and then the next week I wasn't. And I think right there needs to be a quick pause because like that's a gem in of itself. Consistency, as cheesy as it is, consistency is key. I mean, I can have a plan and know what I want to post and know who my target audience is and all this stuff. But if I'm not consistent and I post like once every 3 months, or I post for 2 weeks straight and then I don't post again for another 2 months, and then like it's never going to win or be in my favor. So yes, I could work on the planning side of things as to what I want to actually put out there. But for me, the hardest thing was being consistent with putting something out there. So for right now, that's been the biggest goal. And sometimes I have to kind of circle my mind back to that and not get too ahead of myself of, well, like videos aren't doing as well. What's the point about that? I can really get stuck in the future, or I can be in the past. Being in the present, we're still working on it, but we're getting there. So I was having those brainstorming moments with my boyfriend and stuff, and just, yeah. I saw the video that I needed to see today to inspire me to put out what I need to hear. And then also I have really started to try to brainstorm everything that I hear from my clients that is still just like the biggest struggle for them. And it's the simple things, and consistency is a part of that, but it's consistency with habits, or what to eat, or how to eat, or how do I know if I'm having a good workout versus not a good workout, and just all these things. And it's a lot to think about. And let me tell you, being back in a more, I guess I can call it a mundane job. Maybe that's because I read too many books, fantasy books, so I like to use the word mundane. Who knows? But being in a more mundane job that's kind of like a 9 to 5, I'm only typically working anywhere between a 5 to 8 hour block. Whereas with training, like I could work 8 hours in a row with clients, but sometimes it was 4 hours in a row. I'd have a break for 4 or 5 hours, and then I'd come back and train 2 more clients in the evening. But my life revolved around being in a gym and living in the gym. I know I'm getting into a tangent here, and I'm not going to spend too much time, but it's so much easier to be consistent from the health side when that's every day. Every minute of work is being in a gym or around people who are healthier, and we're talking about it and living it and being it and breathing it. And then that's what you do outside of it. But being in a regular job, and it's like, I'm working at Starbucks now. I'm on my feet. I'm moving a good bit, but like I'm tired. There's a lot of numbers going through my brain now. I have to be customer service personable in a corporate job, whereas I can kind of be myself, but I can't be who I could be with my clients, which was truly just me. And I loved that about that job, and I will be getting back to it. It's just, we're only in this space until my boyfriend graduates in December, so trying to build in-person clients and do all that just wasn't something I was ready to do. And I felt like taking the break and really diving deep into some educational stuff for getting back towards training would be really beneficial for me right now. As for the educational stuff, we'll get there, but right now I just need consistency, a schedule, and money. Anyway, that's my side tangent, but all of that to say, it is really hard to be consistent when your schedule revolves around someone else making it. Like as a trainer, I made my schedule. Now, was it yielding to clients in some ways because you have to build your business and sometimes you got to take what you got to take? Yeah. But once you've built your business, then you have kind of some freedom to be like, hey, so you work out at like 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. Can you do 4 p.m.? Can you do any other time, a different day? So that way you're done earlier. Like, how about you come in before work? Whatever was kind of, not to the point where it was inconvenient for the client and convenient for you, but if it was convenient for the both of y'all and it was a better schedule, and like, I'd rather wake up at 5 a.m. and be done at noon every day. That was a completely different life because, I had a lot more control over what it looked like versus somebody who is there from 9 to 5 and then I don't get to schedule my lunches. I don't get to schedule my 10s. So when the person tells me that I can go on my 10, like that's my chance to eat my snacks or have a second or whatever. Like maybe, being in the service industry, especially it's in a corporate one at that, having water and things out is not something that you can typically do. So you'd have to go to the back to get water. You're not always thinking about that if you're busy. So things like drinking water, eating at timing for your meals, which can be important to space them out properly throughout the day. All of those things are no longer in your control compared to a more entrepreneurial style job. Gosh, I can't enunciate. That's what I get from mumbling most of my life. Anyway, that was a really long tangent of utilizing clients' comments and struggles for content inspiration. But the biggest thing that I will leave off in this video with is the video I watched today gave me a new point of view on content creation and a mindset shift, which I love using that word because it really is a mindset shift. Thinking about a task being daunting, we're already, it's like thinking you're going to fail a weight before you even pick it up. You're preparing yourself to fail. And, our thoughts are powerful. And so if in our mind, we aren't sure if we're going to hit the lift or not, we're probably going to fail it, even if we're physically capable, because mentally we're not there. And there have been studies that your mentality is a big factor. I know I've listened to podcasts from Andrew Huberman who talks about being in the right mind space before going into a lift. And so he'll talk about, like being on your phone or getting in a conversation and doing all these different distractions and not being focused solely on the task at hand can lead to either improvement or failure from the standpoint of hitting heavier weights or not hitting the heavier weight. So, mindset, point of view, all of it matters. And I know for me, my point of view is starting to just feel kind of meh with the whole content thing and how I wanted to view it and how I wanted to go about creating it and producing it and all that stuff. And that was the video I needed because it reminded me that I can do it for myself. Like I can make the videos and the content that's for me and put it out there. And if people resonate, great. If not, it's out there and it's just going to be there. And I'm going to keep putting it out there and see what happens. But the one thing I have to make sure I always come back to is it for me? Obviously, with the workout stuff, I have to think about maybe a little bit more benefit with others, but creating it, yeah, it's for me. And I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to see, what I put out there and what I need to talk about for myself and what kind of community can be created off of that, because yeah, that's what I've always wanted to do with this. So stay tuned. Hopefully you'll get around to listening to me talk, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace out, Girl Scouts.